What better way to inaugurate a club for pure arts? With you, ma'am. You're such an inspiration for all of us young dancers. It's a moment of disappointment that Captain C.P. Krishnan Nair, who lends his ardent support to BCKA, is unable to be here as he is inaugurating another luxury resort at Udaipur. Dr. G. Madhavan Nair. From the glowing, vibrant hues of fine arts to the hallowed, sterile precincts of advanced scientific research, I turn to welcome another illustrious citizen of India, Dr. Madhavan Nair, Chairman, Space Commission and Secretary, Department of Space, and Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization. He again needs no introduction, having just been honored as the Indian of the Year 2008 by a leading news channel named Newsmaker 2008, and having just received the All India Management Association Award for Public Service Excellence. An engineer with space technology flowing through his veins, he has headed several significant, successful missions in the space research and technology, including a series of launches of the PSLV and the GSLV and several satellite missions, culminating in the stupendous Chandrayaan-1 moon mission. His focus has been on achieving self-reliance in high technology and directing the fruits of such technology for implementing schemes for telemedicine, tele-education, and disaster management support systems to meet the needs of society at large. As Chairman, Space Commission, he is responsible for the direction of future space research with emphasis on scientific exploration of outer space. In a nutshell, I would describe him as a spaceman of India. Dr. Madhavan Nair today lends his support to BCKA. I request you to share a few words with us, sir.
Respected Vyjayanthimala Bali, Dr Gramaprakash, Dr. Kamala Unnikrishnan, Mr. K. Narayanan, Srimati Lalitha Das, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. Basically, I'm a man of science, and my connection with art is very, very remote. In fact, as I was entering this hall, Srimati Lalitha Das has posed a very difficult question to me. When have you seen Kathakali last? I was scratching my head. In fact, 60 years back, that is when, nearby my native village, in a temple, there's all night the Kathakali show was going on, and I was with my grandma. And just looking at the performance, I was really scared. I had to cling on to her because of the various forms which appear there, and shouting and the terrific forms which appear. It's a very scary view. But of course, we know that it's one of the finest form of art and expression one can think of. And I must congratulate the BCKA and its organizers for taking the lead to especially popularize the Kathakali and the basic forms of art. After such a nice exposure about the experience of Dr. Vyjayanthimala, I think my adding to our words, I think it will spoil the show. I don't know what I must be talking here, but you know that today the internet is very powerful. Before coming here, I just searched the internet about the art and the other forms and things like that, so I can share some of the things which came to mind. Well, of course, India is rich in its heritage. Any civilization, if you take, its science and art will speak volumes about its achievements and where we stand. And we as Indians, we can be proud that 6,000 years before Christ, there was forms of arts and science both unfolded simultaneously, more or less, in those days. The excavations clearly show the fine minarets about the dancing girl form in those 6,000 years before Christ. And that really shows that the refinement what Indian civilization has brought to the world in those days. There are a lot of references in the Vedas about the music and the literature and so on. And of course, if you look back in the 2nd century BC, this Bharada's Natya Shastra, that was authentic literature on any dance forms in the world. So that way we can be proud of it. And today, if you look at any form of dance today in the country which exists, it has got its basic in the Natya Shastra, which is originate work of this thing. Out of these various forms like Kathak, Kathakali and Manipuri and all those things, the Manipuri claims to be the first of its kind to have originated, and the people there, they believe they are descendants of Gandharva. You know, the Puranas, we talk about the Gandharvas and so on. And in 100 AD itself, that form of dance emerged in our country. And you know that Manipuri, how it is a very fine, melodious movements of the hand, legs, and the eyes and so on, and so expressive. And perhaps all other dance forms would have evolved from there. And we know that in the 16th and 17th century AD, in India, there was an explosion of dance culture which has evolved, and that all centered around temples and centered around gods and worship. Of course, all these had base around Lord Krishna or about Mahabharata or Ramayana stories and so on. And no wonder that Kathakali also had its base of similar kind. And of course, there is no authentic record as to where really the Kathakali originated. The Krishnanatam, which was there in the Calicut Samudrayan's regime, perhaps that could be the origin. And if we just really look back, those days, most of the scriptures, they were in Sanskrit, and perhaps the common man could not understand. And then one has to evolve other forms of communication. The Angya Bhasha and with the Natya Bhasha and all those things put together, perhaps one could explain the Puranas and Vedas to the populace, and that is maybe the basis on which this evolved. And there was perhaps the story goes that the Kottarakara palace, they wanted this part of this Krishnanatam to be the artist to be taken there. There was the Samudran did agree, and perhaps then the Ramanatam emerged in the southern part of Kerala. But if you look at the Theyyam and other forms which are in the northern part of Kerala, it is more authentic to believe that perhaps it originated in the northern Kerala and it emerged. Of course, the Vallathol has done yeoman service to this. From the simple premises of the temple, he has taken to the institution, and the art itself has been institutionalized and professional training has been imparted, and today the Kathakali survives only because of that. If you look at the Kathakali, of course, we cannot say it's a dance form. It is perhaps a combination of Natyam, Nrityam, Nrittam, Sangeetam, and Vadyam, all melodious things put together. And perhaps it's a dramatic form combined with dance, which brings out the stories in a very nice form. But the basis of all this has been the Puranas. Basically, the Ramayana and Mahabharata has influenced almost all the themes are around that. But ultimately, it brings out the winning of the good over the evil and the god over the demon and so on. And no wonder that a lot of demons are being depicted. And today in Duryodhana, I don't know what we are going to see. I hope we will all enjoy. And well, I must thank all the people here for really bringing out such a wonderful gathering together and art lovers together, and then trying to encourage the artists at large. Of course, the competition for the artists are very tough today. You know that the conventional forms and the pure arts nobody will enjoy. But today's children, they are the animation movies and the aliens, they attract them more than the Puranas and Vedas and so on. So to really invest on that and then to brush up all this and the display here, that's really a challenge. Let me wish all success for BCKA in this great endeavor, and also Srimati Lalita Das for the good success of her mission. Thank you.